I think we could probably get rocking here. If you've never been to one of our webinars, thank you for joining. If you have been, welcome back. But no, we have a pretty cool cadence. If you've never done this before, we do a quick little video with our presentation. We'll go through the presentation. We'll make hopefully some key points that keeps your attention. And then at the end, we will go live with the Q&A. So as you have questions, guys, please, please, please utilize the Q&A, dump them in there. We'll basically be going from top to bottom once we get going into the Q&A. So without further ado, I think we'll share our screen and we will get things going.
Absolutely. Sharing our screen is great, but one thing for those that haven't been on a webinar with Tony and I before, everyone has a story of kind of how they got into the industry, and Tony and I actually got into it in unique ways. Tony was coaching football for a very long time, which made him an amazing manager, an amazing leader when it comes to the employees that we have here. And I actually used to be in sports broadcasting, so I was always a fan of putting my face, putting my name and my voice out there. So now I get to do that on a mass scale with partners, and it seems to line up well, despite the fact that I have no business experience when it comes to financing or accounting or lending or anything like that.
We certainly backed our way into the industry, that's for sure. But we've been at it for years, and who we were before this makes us who we are while doing it. So I think we bring a unique perspective to the marketplace, and hopefully you guys can take some value from this. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff wishing us good morning. Good morning to you as well, Jeff. Really quick, just curious, and shout out to Jim Moore. I see you are in Northern California. Shout out to you, man. We usually do these webinars at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Cynthia also.
Cynthia is also in
California.
California. Oh, okay. I didn't see that part. But shout out to you guys on the left coast. It's pretty early. And you're rocking out with us in the morning. So we were super curious as to like what the temperature was going to be with the participants. So we're hovering right around 50 people on here. Plus, I know we got some people live on Instagram. We're streaming this on LinkedIn as well as Facebook and Twitter, I believe, even as well. We put this thing out everywhere. So
blanket marketing.
Yeah, we call it a guerrilla approach. But no, at the end of the day, guys, like Tim mentioned, we're here for you. So if you have these questions, please, please, please utilize the Q&A. We're excited to get things going. So really quick, we'd love to make ourselves available to you. If you want, you can take down our information. Between the two of us, we run the best partnership program in the nation. That's not just my opinion, that's a fact. No.
Tony likes Ohio State, so he'd say the partnership program.
Yeah, the partnership program. I love it. But yes, so what do? We work with everybody who sends us business. As far as how we do business, it's through partnerships 100%. So if you were dealing with any of the guys in terms of the partnerships team directly, they're under Tim and my leadership, and basically we're here to be a resource back to you. Your customers, anybody in your network, just teach you about what we do and how we do it. But we love to talk business. We love to talk shop. So feel free to take down our direct contact information. You can shoot us an email or a call anytime. Tim prides himself on the fastest response time in alternative finance. So put him to the test. I certainly do.
And when it comes to business development and partnerships, what Tony and I are really well versed in is understanding what other people are doing with business owners and seeing how our products can kind of integrate and align within those strategies and within those areas. So back in the day when we were first doing partnerships, we loved working with banks and we loved working with accounting firms. But now we've seen developments of partnerships with marketing agencies, with payment processors, with tax advisors, with all different types of professionals. So no matter
what, in and around real estate,
yeah.
Bookkeepers, obviously, which are like accountants, but even people that have completely nothing to do with this. There's people that sell equipment that utilize our platform. There's people that are influencers on the internet that utilize our platform. There's businesses that use us to help with their accounts payable. I mean, their accounts receivable, right? If if people owe them money for too long, well, we can come in and help their customers get some funding, pay them off, and really just keep things moving. So if you have a unique opportunity for a partnership or something that you feel is a shoe-in fit, either way, we're excited to work with you.
Absolutely.
You
No
know,
matter no matter what you do, if you come across businesses or you work in an area where you provide a value, where you provide service to a business, this could be something that could be helpful for you.
absolutely. Cool.
So Rock's overview. You'll see here we obviously have a mission and a vision, but when we first started our company, our goal was very clear. We are designed to help the small to medium business that doesn't get the love from large banks and SBA like larger businesses do. Now, when we say small to medium business, we're talking about mom and pop businesses, we're talking about retail establishments. Most of the times the businesses that we're working with are under 50 million in annual revenue, and those are the businesses that aren't really receiving the love at banks and at conventional lenders like larger, more corporate style businesses are seeing. So what we're committed to doing is establishing rock solid relationships with clients, lenders, and of course people like yourself who are going to be referral partners. We provide some of the best financing solutions available to business owners while also creating a positive experience around accessing that financing. Through our streamlined process with one application, strong technology, and people like Tony, myself, and our entire team that's educated in this field, our goal is to help business owners understand what type of lending options are out there to help them take advantage of and, pretty much recreate on new opportunities.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. The one thing that I always like to kind of double underline or, really put the emphasis on is we help business owners. That's really what it comes down to. We provide a lot of information. We give them options, but ultimately we help businesses. So some questions that we get all the time, some questions that you guys might have, how do I become a partner? Do I need experience or what do I need to be involved in this type of lending? Is there a fee? I know a lot of people charge for, a service that's education based, right? Because that's what we do. We provide a stellar education on our industry background. We'll give you free marketing, and we'll get into a lot of the benefits.
Move the mic a little closer.
We'll get into the benefits. But at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is ask your questions. Let's get those things answered. And we're going to try to figure out the best way for us to work together. Because ultimately that's going to lead to us doing the most business. And that's really what we all want.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get to some of these. Do you need experience? Absolutely not. Whether you're in lending or you're just someone that works with business owners, you can be a partner of ours and you could learn from A to Z, or you could be experienced for 30 years and still see value in our partnership. Now, there's also no fee in working within our partner platform, and that's really what's allowed us to grow and really establish rock solid relationships with the professionals that we work with, is that our end goal is to always provide additional value. So when it comes to working with us, we want to enable our partners to be able to provide that value as well at no cost. And then, in regards to that, do you need a business to refer clients? Not at all. We have people that sign up under their first and last name and they start growing their own brokerage. Maybe in the next few months, they have a plan to start their own business and make it a little bit more serious. But you can just be an individual that works with business owners or interacts with business owners, and you could become a partner.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly is an easy to use system. We try to make it as user friendly. You could be a salesperson or a business, or somebody that's just has a strong network. It doesn't really matter. We really try to make sure that anybody can work with Rock. That's something that we try to teach from day one. Who can work with Rock? Anybody.
Yeah.
What makes us Rock? I love this slide. And honestly, it's not listed here, but if you go back to that mission, vision, and values, it talks a lot about the team. That's the one thing that I would say it really is what makes us Rock, is getting access to people that know what they're talking about, that are in this industry and submerged in it. I mean, as far as everybody that's on our sales floor is SBFA certified as a small business finance administration broker. Everybody in our that talks to business owners on our team has at least 3 to 5 years experience working in this industry. So you're getting access to people that do this every day. We do it in a wholesale manner, which means we have a ton of business that we're doing. We're a volume based shop, so because of that, we see a lot of different opportunities. So we know what's going on in the market, who's doing what, and we share that information. We move very quickly. We're going to go into some of these things individually here, but we move very quickly. And I always say it's really at the pace of the borrower, right? So, you may see somebody who, they're looking for funding to buy a building, but currently there's a tenant in the building and they'll be out in 6 months. So they want to buy it then. That type of opportunity is all good to run by us, and we're certainly here to help. But also on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, if you're a restaurant owner and it's Thursday morning and you showed up and your oven isn't working, right? The every day and minute that you're not open or able to service your customers, you're losing money, right? So how quickly you can turn around going from application to approval and ultimately approval to funding, getting you the funding you need to run your business is very important. We can typically approve deals within 12 to 24 hours. Our average funding time is between 3 and 5 business days, with funding available and as quickly as 24 hours. So, it really is a situation where, if you're somebody that, you're looking to get signed up today and refer a customer, you could be earning commission by next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're flexible. There's some people that give us a timeline. Hey, I want to apply for this in the next 1 to 2 weeks. And then there's some people that are, hey, I need this funding in the next 1 to 2 hours. So regardless of what the need is, whether it's today or it's in 3 weeks, our team is there to be able to kind of cater to exactly what the business's need is.
Absolutely. I love it. And just to touch on the partnership side, it's not difficult to become a partner with us. We got to collect some tax and banking information. So if you're collecting commission, we can get you paid. There's a little questionnaire in there. But that's pretty much it. Once you've provided your information, we get you access to our portal. That streamlined technology. Oh, I clicked twice. I don't know if I went too far. There we
Mhm.
go. All right, that's better. There we go. That's the slide.
Yeah. So, in the slide previously, it was talking about what makes us rock. So it's speed, it's the network. So, yeah.
And that's what's next, right? Is once you have partnered with us, and that's what I was starting to say there. I didn't know which slide we were on. But once you have partnered with us, it's important to know what that partnership means. Well, now you've extended your business into over 75 different banks and lenders. You can offer all of their products and services as your own with a team that's backing you up to do that. So you have access to Tim, myself, but as well as your partnership advisor, funding advisors for your customers, obviously finance managers, and our VP of sales, Greg. He was on our last webinar. So you get access to the whole team. We do this in a all for one and one for all type of vibe here. So the one thing I always like to say is picture yourself as the CEO and how can you utilize these types of relationships?
Absolutely. And what you're going to learn from this presentation is that we make it seem very, very easy to be able to do this. But the reason being is that we put all of these things in place to make it as seamless as possible for you. For example, working with 75 different lenders is not something that's that easy to do. In fact, each lender has different types of requirements. They have volume requirements, they need references. So when you access a platform like ours, it takes the time, it takes the energy out of it for you, and you're able to leverage a back office that's already established, that's proven to work, that has historical value. So that's really when it comes down to network is the value in that is, hey, I don't have to go reach out to 75 different companies. I can reach out to all 75 within one here at ROK.
And you don't have to keep up with those 75 different companies, right? Like we have 75 different lending relationships, and those are headed up mostly by Patrick and Greg. Patrick, our CEO, and Greg, our SVP of sales. But I mean, we had two lenders in our office yesterday that we were each meeting with and each discussing things with. And, I think that's an unsung part of what we do is manage all of those relationships. So you don't have to. What does that actually give you access to? A multitude of products. And this is our product list. This is how we service such a wide need of borrowers, or service a wide market. And we do a little bit of everything, believe it or not. Yes, our core is unsecured lending, where we've been tried and true and been in that market for years, 15 plus at that. However, we do a good amount of equipment financing. We've done a good amount of asset-based loans and factoring and accounts receivable financing. SBA, we've done a lot of different types of SBA. We're doing a lot of 7A right now. We're even starting to do some micro lending within the SBA. Commercial real estate has become a newer product for us. Steve, who was on the webinar a couple months back, if you have a chance and want to see some of these webinars that I'm referring to, you can always check our YouTube channel. Look at that social media plug. Uh,
And like what I would take away from this slide right here is the fact that there are so many different products that are out there outside of traditional banking. And when you're a business owner and you go to your bank and they tell you no, they don't know what the next best product that is available that's out there for them. So with a platform like ours, if you qualify for SBA, you'll get access to an SBA. But if you don't have the credit score, you don't have the time in business or the tax returns needed, we have a multitude of other products that you can get access to be able to help you with what it is in front of you.
and let's face it, a lot of times, especially the businesses that we help, right? If you're somebody out there, you have a full-time CFO on staff, their job is to understand your business and ways that you can use these financial instruments. But most people don't. Even if you have an outsourced one, like that's tough because they're not there full time. They don't fully understand the business. So they might be applying for an SBA loan because that's what they think they can get, right? Most people act funny when it comes to money and they don't really fully understand the whole marketplace. And that's why, not knowing could be their own worst enemy. I mean, even the SBA is expensive right now, especially if you're going to pay these rates over 10 or 25 years. Right. So if you can get access to something like an equipment loan, well, now you're not utilizing that portion of your SBA guarantee. You're not putting that under that umbrella. Where they're going to lean on more than just the equipment. So there's pros and cons to all of these different types of lending. And that's where we come in. We really try to provide the education around what is the best option. So to talk a little bit about the partnership directly, right? Like why do people actually refer us business? Well, it's no secret. We share in the commission, right? And you can access our data, our system through our ROK portal, where you can track all of your commissions, track your pipeline, get access to training materials and marketing materials. But what most people don't know is how the different ways that you can monetize, right? Excuse me. One of my biggest things that I always like to point out is our number one lead source for partners, just like deals as other partners. So if you're somebody out there that somebody that should be working with us, get them on Tim's next webinar so we can we can pitch to them for you and ultimately help them and their customers as well.
Yeah. So what exactly Tony means is that there's two prongs to our referral partnership. One is obviously businesses that you may know directly, that you may encounter directly, that you can refer to us. And the other prong is essentially having a network of whether it's a banker, it's an accountant, it's someone that does processing, it's someone that does equipment, regardless of what it is that they do. If there's someone that's like you and they're trying to provide additional value to business owners, you can actually refer them to us. They can generate a commission themselves. And since you made that introduction of them to us, you're going to earn on everything that they bring in the future as well. So it's a way for you to expand your network a little bit and say, hey, anybody that I do business with, here's another value add source that might be able to help your customers, and they'll work directly with us, and you'll benefit from anything they send to us over the lifetime of them working with us.
Yeah, and realistically, the savviest partners, they utilize the whole system. They're doing a little bit of referring over people that they know that might have business owners, but they're also looking around in their network and they keep us in mind anytime they have a customer who might need funding or a business owner who they know who might need funding. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind when, if you are somebody that's thinking about partnering with us or you are an active partner, is there multitude of opportunities because of the different lanes that you can refer us business.
So a little bit into the process, so far we've talked about what programs we offer, why people partner with us. Now, how are we and why are we good at what we do? It's because of the process. So we've pretty much nailed to a science the understanding of what a business needs, how to get them what they need. And by leveraging technology and human intelligence, it's really allowed us to propel, and I don't want to say open up more opportunities, but be able to get businesses access to multiple different products in a very quick time frame. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. We have some affiliates that promote us and market us online, and they capture info from their clients online. We have some people that make personal email introductions of us to clients. But at the end of the day, all you need to do to earn your commission and earn from working with us is by providing client information. Tony will say it best: name, number, and need are the three N's when it comes to obtaining lending. And, for us, it's more so, hey, are we going to be a good fit for this opportunity? Are we going to be able to provide them what they're looking for? Our team of advisors is going to be able to do all of that for you. And you're going to see in a few slides, we have a portal that's built out that actually shows you and monitors the progress of every client you bring into us.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim really, he crushed that, as far as anything that I would add, I would just say that we're tied to that process, not necessarily the outcome. We know that a business owner might not need the capital that they apply for today. That's fine. We want to make sure when they make that decision, it's a well-educated one. They know all of their options, they know the ins and outs. And that's what we pride ourselves on, is getting them that information so that they can make that type of decision. If they decide to move forward, great. We'll get them access to that funding, and we know that process in and out. If they don't, that's okay too, because when they do need funding, they know they can come back to us, and we're going to do the same thing over again for them. We're going to get them their options. They're going to have a full understanding, so again, they can make the right decision for their business.
What?
It's not as easy as you think to switch the slides. This is one of my favorites. And I
Tony
think,
technology.
yeah, yeah, I think it's really important that you understand how much we invest. And I was starting to think about this as you were saying something before. Even the evolution of these webinars, right? Sometimes we find ourselves talking about similar topics, or especially at the same time of year. So what's unique is how much we've grown and what we've invested back into this. I mean, even just the studio, it's all to bring you guys a more quality product. And it's really to provide you guys with the resources that we know you need. We are a financing broker, so we know what you would need to broker these types of deals too. And that's what we provide back to you: access to different marketing material and campaigns that you can put together,
CRM.
access to the best ways to communicate with customers, the one-page DocuSign application that you can share within the portal, email marketing. I mean, Salesforce and Oracle are some of the biggest companies in the world,
Yeah.
and to work with them and to pay for the access to this stuff, it's not cheap. And if you're somebody that this is only part of what you do, if you're doing this full time, I get it. You want to invest in your business, that's fine. But if you're somebody that is doing real estate, or you're helping with funding, or you're, working with a specific niche, and this is something you're looking to do on the side, like,
It's not easy to get access to all these if you're a one person shop. Yeah.
and the importance of it, I can't explain, because as the technology gap only furthers at, the longer that we're in business. No, but no, the longer that this industry exists, right? So the fact that we've been in it for so long, we have all the experience, you guys are benefiting from that wholeheartedly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And when, it comes down to technology, we're always looking for new things to add to our platform that'll give you, the ability to succeed. Bamboo and Sprout Social is one of them, where we have an amazing marketing team who puts together content and material for you guys to actually push out to your network of business owner clients. We have a tech team here that's allowed us to kind of build a portal through Salesforce that actually lets you access our CRM system to make you feel like you're a part of everything that we do when you refer us business.
And you are. If you change something, it changes in our system. If we change something in the system, it changes for you, because you're actually inside of our Salesforce CRM. So it's super duper important that you know that, hey, I'm becoming part of the team, and you get access to literally everything.
Yeah, and just to add on top of that with DocuSign, when you add a lead into our system, let's say you have a business that is interested in applying, you can actually generate a DocuSign application link yourself and send that DocuSign application link directly to the client and pretty much reference your affiliation with our company. So there's a bunch of different tools out there, and trust me, this page might need two in the future as we continue to add more tech for our partners.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And just again, to touch on that portal one more time, the reason that we really hammer this one home is because this is your broker in your pocket. Everybody I'm sure has a cell phone on the call. If you're using it, to be on this Zoom, shout out to you, because that just proves the power of that thing, right? You can be on, social media, you could be here or there, or you could just be on the go. You can access our portal from anywhere. You can log in, get access to your landing page, be able to send that to your customers. It's a co-branded experience. If they do complete the landing page, they can walk right through the application process. It will go in, it will pull their bank statements for them. So it's fully integrated. You get access to every tool that we have by getting access to the portal, from, like Tim was talking about, to the marketing support, to training. And we just revamped all of our training too. So you're going to get a lot of new training videos in the portal. You get access to 2 custom landing pages that you can upload your logo to. What am I missing? Oh, your whole pipeline and all of your commissions and everything that you probably want to see. It's full transparency. So definitely, if you aren't familiar with it and you are a partner, let us know in the Q&A, and we'll have your partnership advisor reach out and give you a walkthrough. But if you are somebody that's new or you're looking to partner with us, this is the biggest piece of technology that you'll get access to, that basically puts us wherever you need us, when you need us.
Yeah, absolutely. On top of technology, we have a proprietary tech here, the ROK offer calculator. When we were doing this process for a while back in the day, a lot of people did it through email, then obviously going over the phone with what types of terms are available for the products that are available for each business, respectively. What we decided to do was we decided to put the ball in their court, give them the ability to manage different options that are out there and see, hey, if I want to take $43,437, what does my exact cost look like on that? By generating a calculator link, and shout out to the IT team here for working very diligently on getting this done for us. We actually have the ability to present multiple offers over multiple different term lengths and let the client at hand and even the partner who's working with us with that client access the calculator to see what these options are.
No, another awesome piece of technology. Nobody in the industry has it. It's our technology, and what makes it unique is we're not the lender, right? You can go on to some of these fancy sites and go on and play with a slider, and
One option.
they'll predict how much you're going to get, and you'll get pre-approved. No, this is after a business owner has been approved by multiple lenders across multiple products and different terms, and based on what they're looking for, they can go in and customize that approval, and it's going to show them how much money is available on that term, what the rate is, how much their payment is on that rate. So it's going to give your customer full insight into that offer. And the same for you. We can share this as part of our technology package with you as the partner. We can send this calculator to you so you can go in and play with it with your customers and have a good understanding of what they're being approved for, and the different options and how they might be able to structure it so that it makes, again, the most sense for their business.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously every client would have a different calculator. So as businesses get approved for different products throughout our marketplace, the explanation of the benefits of that product and when you can refinance and what the early payoff percentages are and all that good information that they're looking for, that can all be provided there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, we got a little bit of a delay on the presentation. I tried to go back to the other slide for you. The number one thing is, don't take our word for it. Don't take our word for it. Our whole system was built on the backs of people working really, really hard, and actually getting the credit for it. We have thousands of reviews across the internet from business owners that have been referred to us, that have gone through the process and taken funding, but also people just like yourself that have referred us businesses, time and time again. And you'll see, go through, read them. They'll tell you that, hey, I referred a business over to ROK and they couldn't help, and the process was awesome. You'll see people that we were able to help, get them their commission, which is fine and dandy. But the ones that really get my attention are the ones that maybe we weren't able to fully deliver, or it wasn't exactly what they kind of expected, and yet the service, the knowledge, the process, the technology, all of that working together still ultimately led that person to enjoying their experience, and they'll be back when they do need it. That's that's the main message that I would leave you with is do your own research, take a look, put us up against the competition. I know it's out there. I'm not afraid. You go look up Chase and their, and their reviews. They're at 3.2 on Google, and I think we might even have more reviews at this point. But financial services isn't all it's cracked up to be. Try selling expensive money to people and then still maintaining a 5-star rating. It's not an easy task. But we take pride in it, so we're going to brag about it for a couple seconds and encourage you to take a look for yourself.
Yeah, and even on top of that, when it comes to referral partnerships, it's a very, very large focus at our company. So everything that we do, when a partner refers us over a client, if we're ever going to see another client from that partner again, it's going to be based on the experience that that first client has. So what does that mean? It means a few things. Number one, we're not afraid to say no to somebody that we're not going to be able to help. A lot of times, banks will take an application and they'll wait 2 to 3 weeks just to tell a business owner no. For someone like us, we're going to know right away if we're going to be a good suitor for what it is that they're looking for just on that introductory call. Number two, what it means is that we're going to give you feedback. We're going to provide you with information. We're going to give you details about what's available because we want you to feel comfortable working with a platform like ours, especially if it's your first time working with a platform like ours. So know that when it comes to referring business to Rock, the reason that we do so many webinars, that our partner base is growing so fast is because it's our main focus. Our main focus is establishing good partner relationships. Whether you've been in this for 3 minutes or you've been in it for 30 years, you can become just as strong as a partner as someone that's been doing this for a very long time.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head right in the beginning when you mentioned how important it is to deliver. Because if we didn't, you wouldn't see these types of reviews. You know what I mean? Like you would see it in those reviews because of the nature of how we do our business. If we had 10,000 partners and every time they referred us a deal, we messed it up, you would see that.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna sneeze, sorry.
It's okay. So obviously there's success stories that come across every
That
single
was bad.
day, every week, every month, but there's some here, whether it's the largest transaction or it's the smallest transaction, every funding that we have is technically a success story to us.
Yeah, absolutely. We fund from 5,000 to $5 million. So it's important that you understand that no business is too big or too small if they're a small business. We really pride ourselves in being able to service their need and do so in a way that's going to be the most beneficial to them, not only now, but also long term. I saw a question in the chat and we'll get to those in a second, but talking about working with a customer and the longevity of a client and we're here to help any way shape or form that we can. We're going to look to provide that value to you, your customers, and if they grow their business over time or their business happens to be going through a slow period, we're still going to be here to help. Regardless of what the situation is. We've had businesses that come in, borrow $5,000 for the first time that are over $1 million in how much lending is out right now. I know of businesses in that exact lane. There's also businesses that come and they borrow $1 million the first time, and that's what they do every time. So it's totally up to the business and what their opportunity or challenges and how we might be able to help. But just one thing that I wanted to point out on the $375,000 loan, that business actually had 3 different loans that were out. So they had an SBA loan and then they had 2 unsecured products. And we were able to pay off both of the unsecured products, but also still subordinate to the SBA. And that's super important where, sometimes when a lender's paying off other lenders, they want to pay everybody off. They want to get into first position. They want to have that blanket lien so that they're protected. But the SBA is definitely not going to let that happen. So, you got to be able to really understand the different situations and how can you help in that scenario. So, both awesome fundings here.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we move on, it's very important to know that with the process that we built here, it doesn't matter if your client's looking for 5,000 or they're looking for 5 million. The process that we built has allowed us to filter those applications in the same exact time frame, same exact speed. So if you're working with a brand new restaurant that's only doing 10,000 a month, and then you're working with someone that's doing a million a month or 12 million a year, both those clients are going to see the same exact type of service, same exact type of speed, same exact type of process, regardless of how much they're making or what they're looking for.
Yeah, no, awesome information and awesome insight. So if you are somebody that is new and you want to partner, I can assure you that Tim's team is waiting. Apply now. They'll be on the phone with you here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. That's for sure. They're fired up and ready to rock, as we say.
Always.
But partner with us. Put us to the test. Don't take my word for it. If you do this and you have business owners, maybe you get 10, 15 applications a month and you're only funding half of them. Well, take a look at last month's declines and see, give us a shot on one or two and see what we're able to put together for you, see what that process looks like. I always suggest this, right? If you are somebody that's going to partner with us and you're not really sure how much you want to be involved, or you don't really know how the process is going to work, good. Submerge yourself in it. Learn how to do business with us by doing business with us. And, if you want to back off after a while and, allow us to take over, that's fine. If you want to stay more hands-on because you have a hands-on relationship with your customers, that's fine too. We don't really have a one size fits all. We try to say, hey, come partner with us, and whatever that means to you, let's rock.
Yeah, absolutely. And even after hearing this, if you're someone who's like, hey, it seems like it makes sense, it resonates a little bit, I'm not really sure, still go ahead and fill out that button, get on the phone with a member of my team so that they could help you kind of understand and speak with you specifically on what it is that you do and how you might be able to leverage us. Because I'm sure you got a story and you got a background. So make sure you let us know what that is so we can kind of help understand if we can integrate with one another, provide any value by knowing each other.
Hit the nail on the head, man. Took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, tell your story. Tell your story. Thank you guys for joining us.